Hello everyone, this is another question on flexible budget. Let's understand the question first. The following data are available in a manufacturing company. So fixed expense, semi-variable and variable expense are given, and apart from this, semi-variable expense adjustment is given, sale value given. So we have to prepare a flexible budget and forecast the profit at 60, 75 and 90% capacity. So we make this table. So we give the heading flexible budget. First point we have to remember, in case of flexible budget, given level of activity, that is also a part of your answer. So in 50% capacity information is given, so we write it here 50%. We have to calculate for 60%, 75 and 90% capacity. So here we write particulars. Now the information is given for fixed expenses. So fixed expenses, rent and salaries are given. So first heading we have to write it here, fixed expenses. Under fixed expenses there are two items are given. First one rent, second one salaries and wages. So the amount of rent is equal to 4 lakh and the amount of salary and wages is equal to 5 lakh. So we write it here 4 lakh. Here we write 5 lakh. Now fixed cost or fixed expenses that remain constant whatever may be the level of production, means 50% or 60% or 75% or 90%, we have to pay the same amount of rent. So we write it here 4 lakh. Here also same amount. Here also we write the same 4 lakh. Salary again it is fixed, so it remain constant, so we write it here 5 lakh. Here also we write it here 5 lakh and here also we write 5 lakh. So the total is equal to, that is our A part answer. Total fixed expenses, that is our A part, that is 9 lakh. Here also we write 9 lakh. Here also we write 9 lakh and here also 9 lakh. This is our first part answer. After this, second type of expenses which are given in the question, that is equal to semi-variable expenses. So we write it there, second semi-variable expenses. Under semi-variable expenses there are information related to repair and maintenance, indirect labor and plant depreciation. So we write it here, repair and maintenance, then second category indirect labor and third one plant depreciation. So we write it here, indirect labor, then plant depreciation. So the amount of repair and maintenance is equal to 2,50,000, indirect labor 3 lakh and plant depreciation 2,60,000. So we write it here 2,50,000. Here it is 3 lakh and here we write 2,60,000. Now the total is equal to 8,10,000. This is our B part, total semi-variable expenses, that is our B part. Now for next level, what is the adjustment given for semi-variable expenses? Semi-variable expenses remain constant between 45 and 65% capacity. First we have to identify the level which comes under 45 and 65. So 45 and 65, 50 the value, it is the given level. So this level comes under the category it remain constant. So we have to write the same amount. Semi-variable expenses means which are partially fixed and partially variable. Some level it remain constant and some level it may change. So here we have to write 3 lakh and here also 2 lakh 60,000. So total is equal to 8 lakh 10,000. Now next adjustment related to semi-variable expenses, increasing by 10% between 65 and 80% capacity. So first we have to identify the level which comes under this category. In between 65 and 80% capacity, 75% comes under. So we have to make the working note. So increase by 10%. So first item according to this is repair and maintenance. So we write it here, repair and maintenance. Amount already it is 2,50,000. So 2,50,000 plus 10% of 2,50,000, that is equal to 2,50,000 plus 25,000, that is equal to 2,75,000. And for next item according to the question it is indirect labor. So we write it here, indirect labor amount is given, that is equal to 3 lakh plus 10% of 3 lakh, that is equal to 30,000, that is equal to 3 lakh 30,000. And the third item according to the question, that is plant depreciation, that is 2,60,000. So here we write plant depreciation, that is equal to 2,60,000 plus 10% of 2,60,000, that is equal to 2,86,000. So we write these answers in the main table, that is equal to 2,75,000. Here it is 3,30,000 and here it is 2,86,000. So total is equal to 8,91,000. Now increase by 20% between 80 and 100% capacity. So first we have to identify the level which comes under 80 and 100%. So 90% comes under that category. So we have to increase by 20%. So again working note, we continue with the working note. So first one is repair and maintenance. So first point we have to remember, we always make the changes in the given level. So given level is 50%. So amount is equal to 2,50,000 plus 20% of 2,50,000, that is equal to, we have to increase 20%. The amount is equal to 3 lakh. And second item according to the question, that is equal to indirect labor. So we calculate 20% increase of indirect labor. Indirect labor amount is given in the question, that is equal to 3 lakh, that is the base level. So that is equal to 3 lakh multiplied by 3 lakh plus 10% of 3 lakh. 3 lakh plus 3 lakh multiplied by 20 upon 100, that is equal to 3,60,000. And third item is plant depreciation. Plant depreciation amount is equal to 2,60,000 plus 20% of 2,60,000. 2,60,000 into 20 upon 100, that is equal to 3,12,000. So we write these answers in the main table, that is equal to 3 lakh. Here we write 3 lakh. Second amount 3,60,000. And next we have calculated 3,12,000. So we write it here 3,12,000. So the total is equal to 9,72,000. So after that, according to the question, variable expenses are given: material, labor and salesman commission. So we continue with the table: 50%, 60, 75, 90%. So we write the heading here: variable expenses. Variable expenses, under variable expenses there are three items are given. First one material, second one labor, and the third category is salesman commission. So we write it here: salesman commission. So material, according to the question, material is equal to 7 lakh, labor 7 lakh 40, and salesman commission 90,000. So we write it here: 7 lakh, 7 lakh 40,000. Here it is 90,000. Now, what is the meaning of variable expenses? Variable expenses are those expenses which change according to change in level of production. Means variable expense increase with increase in production, it decrease with the decrease in production, and variable expenses is nil when there is no production. So we have to apply a formula in order to calculate for 60%, 75 and 90%, that is equal to variable expense calculation, that is equal to amount upon given level, or it is also known as given capacity, multiplied by level or capacity to be calculated. So otherwise we can apply the cross multiplication method also. So we know the values of 50% capacity. So for 60% material, for example, suppose we are calculating for material 50% capacity, we know the value, that is equal to 7 lakh, and we have to calculate for 60%. So how to calculate? We can make the cross multiplication method, or we can apply this formula, that is equal to 7 lakh into 60% upon 50%, that is equal to 8,40,000. 8,40,000. And so 50% capacity, 50%, we know the value, that is 7 lakh. Now how to calculate for 75%? Again we can apply the formula or we can cross multiply. That is equal to 7 lakh into 75% upon 50%, that is equal to 10 lakh 50,000. Now we have to calculate for 90% capacity, that is equal to for 90% capacity, that is equal to 7 lakh upon 50% multiplied by 90%, that is equal to 12 lakh 60,000. So we have to write the answers in this main table. That is, first answer is 8 lakh 40,000. So we write it here 8 lakh 40,000, and for 75% capacity we have calculated 10 lakh 50,000. So we write it here 10 lakh 50,000, and for 90% capacity 12 lakh 60,000. So we write it here 12 lakh 60,000. Now again we have to calculate for labor. So for labor, the value for 50% capacity we know that is equal to 7 lakh 40,000. Now how to calculate for 60% capacity? We can apply that formula or we can apply the cross multiplication method, that is equal to 7 lakh 40,000 into 60% upon 50%, that is equal to 8 lakh 88,000, and for 75% capacity, that is equal to 7 lakh 40,000 upon 50% multiplied by 75%, that is equal to 11 lakh 10,000. Now how to calculate for 90% capacity? That is equal to 7 lakh 40,000 upon 50% multiplied by 90%, that is equal to 13 lakh 32,000. So we have to write these answers in the main table, that is equal to 8 lakh 88,000. Here it is 8 lakh 88,000, and for 75% capacity, that is equal to 11 lakh 10,000. So we write it here 11 lakh 10,000, and for 90% capacity, that is equal to 13 lakh 32,000, that is equal to 13 lakh 32,000. Now we have to calculate for same for salesman commission. So calculation of salesman commission. So salesman commission for 50% capacity we know that is 90,000. Now how to calculate for 60% capacity? So we can cross multiply or we can apply the formula, that is equal to 90,000 multiplied by 60% upon 50%, that is equal to 1,08,000, and for 60% 75% capacity, that is equal to 90,000 upon 50% into 75%, that is equal to 1,35,000, and for 90% capacity, that is equal to 90,000 upon 50% multiplied by 90%, that is equal to 62,000. So we write the answers there: 1,08,000, 1,08,000. Then next one, 1,35,000. So we write it here: 1,35,000. And the last answer is 1,62,000. So we write it here: 1,62,000. Now we calculate the total of variable expenses, that is our C part. That is equal to total variable expenses, that is our C part. So 7 lakh plus 7,40,000 plus 90,000 is equal to 15,30,000. 8,40,000 plus 8,88,000 plus 1,08,000, that is equal to 18,36,000. 10,50,000 plus 11,10,000 plus 1,35,000, that is equal to 22,95,000. 12,60,000 plus 30,32,000 plus 1,62,000 is equal to 27,54,000. Now we have to calculate the profit. So first we calculate total cost. Total cost is equal to A plus B plus C. A means total of fixed expenses, B means total of semi-variable expenses, and C means total of variable expenses. So 9 lakh plus 8 lakh 10,000 plus 15 lakh 30,000, that is equal to 32 lakh 40,000. And for 60% capacity, 9 lakh plus 8 lakh 10,000 plus 18 lakh 36,000, that is equal to 35 lakh 46,000. And for 75% capacity, 9 lakh plus 8 lakh 91 plus 22 lakh 95,000, that is equal to 40 lakh 86,000. And for 90% capacity, 9 lakh plus 9 lakh 72,000 plus 27 lakh 54,000, that is equal to 46 lakh 26,000. Now sale value is given in the question. For 60% capacity, sales is equal to 37 lakh 50,000. So we write it here: 37 lakh 50,000. And for 75% capacity, sale value is 46 lakh 87,500. So we write it here: 46 lakh 87,500. And for 90% capacity, sale value is equal to 56 lakh 25,000. So we write it here: 56 lakh 25,000. Now how to calculate for 50%? Because sale is also variable, so same calculation. Suppose we assume for 60% capacity, we know the sale value, that is equal to 37 lakh 50,000. 37 lakh 50,000. Now how to calculate for 50%? We can apply the formula or we can do cross multiplication. That is equal to 37 lakh 50,000 into 50% upon 60%. That is equal to 31 lakh 25,000. So we write it here: 31 lakh 25,000. Now according to the question, we have to forecast profit. So in order to calculate profit or loss is equal to sales minus total cost. If the answer is positive, then the answer is profit. if the answer is negative, then we are getting a loss. So we calculate the profit or loss. Sales profit or loss is equal to sales minus total cost. So we know the total cost, we know the sale. In first category, sale is equal to 31,25,000. Total cost 30,40,000. So we are getting a loss of 1,15,000. Second category, sale value is 37,50,000. Total cost 35,46,000. So we are getting a profit of 2,04,000. And third category, 46,87,500 and 46,87,500 and 40,86,000. So we are getting a profit of 6,01,500. And here we are getting a profit of 9,99,000. So these are the final answers. So profit or loss is equal to sales minus total cost. Answer positive, then it is profit. In these three cases, 60, 75 and 90% we are getting a profit, and in case of 50% capacity we are getting a loss. Thanks for watching the video.